Well, the movie starts with a train in the desert, and Mr. Potato Head comes out from one of its wagons with some bags of money, but Woody whips him out, and this reminds me of that level of Sunset Riders where the Mexican villain also has a whip, and they fight on a train too. But then Mrs. Potato Head comes out and fights Woody with nunchakus, and now it feels like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. That also has a level in a train, but enough about video games. So, Woody falls off the train, but Jesse and Bullseye rescue him, but Potato Head explodes the bridge, and both Mr. and Miss Potato Head escape on a pink convertible. That reminds me of Outrun, and yeah, sorry for another game reference. Fuck you, I don't care if you don't care. I swear I can't stop it. So, Woody gets on the train and tries to stop it because it's full of people and they're all gonna die, but fails and falls into the canyon. But thank God, Buzz Lightyear rescues both, and so then they stop the robbers. However, a spaceship appears and Ham rescues the potatoes, then drops some monkeys to our heroes. They're about to die with a super laser ray, but oh, it was just Andy's imagination, who would have thought? Then we have some video recordings of Andy playing with his toys, and it's kinda sad, because why do we have to grow up? Why can't we stay kids forever? Why can't we? Oh, doesn't matter. We see a scene with all the toys guarded in a chest, and Mrs. Potato is missing one eye. And they're making a plan with a cell phone. What's going on? They dial that cell phone from a different phone? So Andy appears because he heard the phone rung, and he's grown up, and takes the cell phone and goes out. So it turns out it was a plan from the toys to catch Andy's attention. But they failed, and now the movie's even sadder, don't you think? So we discover that Andy's about to go to college in a couple of days, so everyone's scared that they're gonna be thrown away as it happened to the rest of Andy's toys. But Woody tries to calm them down by saying that Andy's just gonna leave them in the attic so they'll still be together. So Andy starts packing his toys in a plastic bag, but puts Woody in a box with the stuff he's taking to college with him. That's a strong scene, you know? It's like he leaves Buzz but takes Woody with him. Like, there are a lot of details that feel so painful to us who grew up watching the older movies. Well, Andy's taking them to the attic but leaves the bag on the floor, and his mother thinks it's a bag of trash, so she takes them out. And Woody goes to rescue his friends, but he sees them die, and it's a horrifying scene, but turns out they're alive, because they managed to escape, so everyone discusses what to do then, and Jesse sees a box with toys to be donated to the daycare, so they decide to sneak in and be donated. But Woody wants to stop them and tell them it was a mistake. Andy's mom starts the car and takes the toys away. Then Barbie's crying because she was thrown away too. Poor Barbie. Andy's mom leaves the box, and then all the daycare toys give them a warm welcome. And the leader of the daycare appears, and it's called Lotso, and he shows the rest of the toys the place, and everyone's so happy except Woody, who's like super emotionally attached to Andy, but he's so toxic he wants to take the whole gang with him. The cat appears, and he and Barbie fall in love, so Lotso leads them to a different room. Then Woody plays the toxic toy again, and makes everyone feel guilty about leaving Andy behind, and he doesn't even say goodbye to his best friend. Man, you need some therapy. Anyway, he escapes the daycare, but carefully hiding and avoiding being seen like a stealth ninja. But then all of a sudden, we see him flying all over the kids' playground. You're kidding me, right? There's no way no one saw a living toy flying all over with a delta wing. So much stealth just to get out in plain sight, in plain daylight? Well, he succeeds, it seems, but he falls into a tree, and a girl called Bonnie finds him and takes him home. Now, it's back to the toys in Sunnyside. They can't wait to be played with, but the kids arrive, and they're all savages and beat the hell out of toys. And here's a morbid scene where a kid murders a train toy, and it's all pure chaos. This is like one of the 9 hells described by Dante, don't you think? But in the other room, Buzz sees that the other toys are being played peacefully. It's like a paradise. Then it's back to Woody again, and the girl plays with him. And he enjoys it. That's pretty much the scene. Seriously. Then, back to the daycare once again. All the toys are all beaten up and complaining, so Buzz decides to go talk to Lotso so they can be moved to the other room. But on his way to Lotso, he follows some toys going to a vending machine, and he sneaks out, and now it reminds me of the Splinter Cell saga. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying too hard with the game references. Go fuck yourself. Well, the toys are gambling with Monopoly bills, which is an original idea, but they find Buzz and kidnap him. Then, back to Woody again, and God, Pixar movies change scenes so quickly, it's dizzying me. Well, Woody explains that he needs to return to Andy so the toys will help him go back home. Then, back again to Buzz. God, you're confusing me. He's tied up, but Lotso appears and tells him that he can be part of the other room because he's a strong toy, full of determination, but not his friends. So Buzz refuses, and Lotso doesn't like it, so they bring him down and switch him to demo mode. Then Mrs. Potato Head finds out the other eyes at Andy's house, and with it, she sees Andy looking for her toys. So they're all like, "Oh, so Andy wants us after all." Yeah, you idiots. Woody said that 100 times. Anyway, why are you all so obsessed with Andy? Looks like everyone has attachment issues or something. Then Lotso appears and says that they can't go back home, and Buzz is now a bad guy because he's been brainwashed, so he stops his friends and locks them up. Except for Mr. Potato Head, who taken to spend the night in a sandbox as a punishment. Then, yet again, another change of scene with Woody searching Andy's house on the computer. Then he's about to leave and tells the rest of the toys to say hello to his friends at Sunnyside, the daycare. But the toys are like, "Sunnyside? How'd you escape from there? Lotso's a monster," and blah blah blah. Then a clown toy tells Lotso's story that he was a friend of Lotso and they were from the same owner who was a girl called Daisy. And Daisy loved Lotso, but one day they went out and Daisy fell asleep and their parents took her to the car, but they forgot to pick the toys up and they were all sad because Daisy left them behind. So they returned home, and when they arrived they found Lotso had been replaced. And man, this movie is so sad. I was about to say it could make kids cry, but no, I think adults are the ones who cry with these types of movies. For real, this is painfully sorrowful. Well, Lotso turned evil, and he and the other toys started wandering the streets looking for a home, so they ended up reaching Sunnyside, and Lotso took the power and proclaimed himself the ruler, and then you know the rest. Then Woody's like, "Oh no, I must rescue my friends, but Andy's moving out, but the place is dangerous, and I just have 2 days left. And this and that, and I've already plenty of anxiety to be dealing with the anxiety of a toy. So please, Pixar, chill out a bit. Write something easier to digest." Well, of course, Woody hides in Bonnie's bag to return to Sunnyside and rescue his friends. And then my favorite character of the movie appears, which is a phone car toy or something who tells Woody to keep his head down, and that toys only escape through the trash dumper, and here's a morbid scene with the dead train the kid. Destroying, being thrown away, like God, this is no kids movie at all. Well, the phone car toy tells Woody that the only way to get out is to get rid of a monkey toy, who watches through the cameras and snitches whenever it sees someone escaping. Then, Woody gathers his friends and tells them about an elaborated and complicated plan he made up in like 10 minutes, I guess. I mean, seriously, I know that this is an animation and that lack of logic makes it more interesting, but the plan is so complex and it relies a lot on sheer luck. See, the plan goes as follows. First, Mr. Potato Head replaces his position in the cell with a real potato that who knows where they got it from. So when they realize it's not the real Mr. Potato Head, they turn and see him trying to escape. So they stop him, and turns out it was a way to distract the monkey so Slinky could get out without being seen. But again, that's pure luck. Who guaranteed the monkey would be 100% distracted? Well, I can pass that. I guess it makes sense. But anyway, aren't the video cameras recording everything? What happens if a human watches the recordings and sees lots of toys moving freely all over the room? Then maybe they end up on one of those silly YouTube videos about ghosts and moving toys with a stupid clickbait title like, "You won't believe what this camera caught at a daycare." But seriously, they all have been moving the entire day and night, and there's no way they get away with that. Maybe the monkey deletes the videos before the humans arrive? I don't know. Well, they take Mr. Potato Head to the sandbox, which of course is part of the plan. Then Barbie cries to Ken to be taken with him once again, so Ken accepts and takes the Barbie out. Sheer luck once again? Maybe. Then Mr. Potato Head opens a hole in the sandbox and takes all of his small parts out from there. Meanwhile, Woody and Slinky fight with the monkey and catch him. Then we see Barbie and Ken at Ken's house, and Barbie asks Ken to model some clothes for him. Hilarious. I mean, Woody and Slinky are fighting the hell out of a mad monkey, and here's Barbie and Ken wasting time and chilling. Well, Slinky signals the rest that they got rid of the monkey, so Rex and Ham start fighting to distract Buzz, and Jessie gets out and they catch Buzz. Then they get a tortilla from a lunchbox. But first of all, how did they know a tortilla was there? And second, who would leave a lunchbox with food all night long in the daycare? Probably they forgot about it, but still, isn't that pure chance once again? Well, anyway, the tortilla is given to Mr. Potato Head, and he uses it as a temporary body so he can watch on Lotso. Then back to Ken's mansion, and he is trapped by Barbie. So Barbie asks Ken how to turn Buzz back to normal. Then, once again, another switch of the scene where Woody passes the key to Jessie so they get out. Then again, gosh, this is like a playground swing. Back to Barbie, who's tearing off Ken's clothes so he confesses. That's a really funny scene in my opinion. Well, he ends up sneaking up and saying that there's a manual to bring Buzz back to normal, so they get him down and they have to reset him. So Rex put his finger in Buzz's hole, if you know what I mean, and they reset him, but switch him to Spanish mode, and so now he speaks and act Spanish-like, which is also funny. Then all of them gather and keep moving and reach the trash store, and that was the plan. Well, they go down, but Lotso finds them because the phone car toy was beaten up and was forced to snitch on them. Oh no. So Lotso is about to throw the group into the trash, and a trash truck is nearby, so they're about to die, and it's a tense moment. Then Ken appears saying that he wants to be with Barbie. Aww. So Lotso throws him away with the rest. Ken tries to wake everyone up, saying that Sunnyside could be a good place if it wasn't for Lotso, who built a pyramid and put himself on top. Like those be your own boss scams. I guess, well, Woody mentions Daisy and Lotso gets mad and emotional because the toy's mental health should also be taken care of. Come on, they can't all be that emotionally attached. Well, Lotso says toys are just made to be thrown away, and wait a minute, did Woody really make all that escape with such a big plastic heart hidden? Who knows where? I mean, come on, where'd he put that? Up in his butt? It's impossible. Oh well, whatever, never mind. The big baby realizes that Lotso is such a bossy, egotistic son of a you-know-what, so he throws Lotso into the trash container. Then the gang is escaping, but Lotso grabs Woody and takes him to the trash container as well. So the group jumps to rescue him, but all of them end up inside the trash truck, and a TV falls into Buzz and kills him. He's dead. For real. Yes, Disney Pixar killed one of its protagonists in a family-friendly movie. Now, of course they didn't, but the hit was so hard he's back to normal. So now Buzz is like, what the hell did it just happen? I'm minding my own business, then all of a sudden wake up in a trash truck? What is this, a bachelor party? The Hangover Part 4? Well, the movie turns even more terrifying with some trucks running over the little green aliens and the rest of the toys as well. Then they're thrown into a trash grinder and they have to grab something made of metal to be grabbed by a magnet and avoid being torn apart. Man, this is so gruesome. It's scarier than Saw. Then Lotso asks for help because he's stuck, so Woody and Buzz go down to help him. And now, believe it or not, Buzz and the rest die. Kidding, they escape, but the nightmare's not over. Turns out they're going towards a fire pit. Man, this is definitely scarier than Saw or any other horror movie of the last decade. You can't just do that to such beloved characters. Luckily, Lotso finds a ladder with a button to stop the rail. He gets there, but of course he doesn't press the button and goes away, leading Woody, Buzz, and the rest to a horrifying death. Now here's the most heartbreaking, hopeless, despairing, and dreadful scene in the entire Pixar catalog. The toys just accept their fate, grab their hands, and wait for the worst. Man, you just can't show that to the kids. Are you nuts? No wonder everyone grew up with depression and anxiety. And this time for real. And jokes aside, the characters of Toy Story burn and pass away. Yes, I know, I was gonna joke on that again. Of course, they're saved by the claw. Good. So Lotso is escaping, but a truck driver finds him and ties him up to the front of the truck. So now Lotso got what he deserved, I guess. Well, the rest hide in a trash can so they can return to Andy's house, and then Wash take all the dirt away and run to Andy's room. Mrs. Potato Head gets her eye back, and then everyone hides in the attic box so they can be there and wait for Andy when he returns from college someday. But Woody has a kind of epiphany, or maybe it's just gas. But the thing is, he gets out from the college stuff box, and then the stealth ninja writes a quick note almost in front of the humans. So smart. Then Andy reads the note, thinks for a while, and then drives the box with the toys to Bonnie's house. And do you remember what I said about the scene of the fire pit? Well, I take it back. This is the real most heartbreaking, painful, and sorrowful, miserable scene in the entire history of animations. If you think Up is sad, that's because you never saw this part. And Andy gives all his toys to Bonnie. He says goodbye to them one by one. And this is also the hardest part for me because my tears are falling over the keyboard, and now it's so difficult to type. Lucky me, the scene ended. But oh no! Woody was also at the end of the box. No, please, no, he's giving Woody to Bonnie. This is hands down the most melancholic film in the 21st century, and we're barely 2 decades since its beginning. Then Andy, Bonnie, and the toys play for the very last time all together, and this scene is not so bad because I've already cried so hard that I'm out of tears. So, yeah, I'm cool. So, Andy thanks his toys for giving him a wonderful childhood, and why is my keyboard wet all over again? Alright, I'm still crying. And finally, the movie ends with Woody presenting Buzz with the rest of Bonnie's toys. Luckily, there's some extra scenes during the credits that are a bit more cheerful where Ken and Barbie now rule Sunnyside, and they made it a better place for everyone. And my favorite, character is feeling good again, and the rest of the toys are happy in their new home. So yeah, a happy ending. But boy, Damn the screenwriters! It should be illegal to write something so affecting. I need to watch yet another movie to feel better and forget about this one. Maybe Toy Story 4 is not that sad. Please, tell me Toy Story 4 is not that sad. Please.